Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Wednesday show. The light coming from the computer. Might be the computer. Oh yeah, it is. Hello, everybody. I don't know if you can hear me or if you're even there. No one's on yet. Maybe. Hello. It might not be going through. We might have to restart here because usually we have at least 5 people on by now. Oh, there we go. It's now popping up saying people are coming on. Hello, hello. There we go. Hola. Hello, Eric. How are you doing today? I haven't seen Eric in 3 days. 3 days? I think it was 3 days ago. Eric was here. All right, tonight we're going to be going through and answering your Disney questions there. Hello, Dave. Davey Crockett. I'm good. Today's been my goodbye tour here in Wisconsin. So it's been a very long day. It's been 14 hours off of very little sleep and running around and driving all around, but it's been fun. It's been good to see everybody today. All right, so this is going to be a shorter episode, mainly due to the fact that it is my last day here with my family. So we're going to do a shorter episode today, but let's get this party started. Before we start, tonight is going to be an Ask the Expert segment. So if you guys have any questions about anything or everything Disney, start throwing those questions down in the comments below. I'm going to be saying that as we get into the actual show here as well. So we're going to start this episode, the 676th episode of the Wednesday show in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 676th episode of the Wednesday show. Today is August 3rd, 2022, and I'm your host, as always, Brent Dodge. Hello. Today we're going to be going through and answering any and all Disney questions that you guys have about anything and everything Disney. But of course, before we get to that, let's talk about our news for the week. First off, thank you everyone who's been checking out our YouTube shorts. I promised I was going to continue doing YouTube shorts my entire trip while I was here in Wisconsin visiting family, and I have lived up to that promise, and you guys have been killing it. Like, we are still... I was afraid that this week was going to completely kill my YouTube and the growth that we've been doing, but it's continued to grow. So thank you everyone out there who has continued to view those videos over the last 10 days. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. Also, this coming up Saturday, we will be going back to our Saturday in the Park. If you don't already know, every single Saturday right here on the From Screen to Theme Facebook page, we do a live broadcast from someplace found throughout the Walt Disney World Resort. So make sure you join us every single Saturday. You never know where we're going to be, but I guarantee you we're always going to have a lot of fun coming to you from the park. And of course, as always, today's show is sponsored by It's All About the Mouse Travel. So make sure you stop by it'sallaboutthemousetravel.com for all of your Disney travel needs. All their services are absolutely positively 100% free. So make sure you book with them for your next Disney vacation. Okay, let's get this party started. We are going into... we're going to be getting into our thing here in just a second, but before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about the Ask the Expert, because we're going to be doing an Ask the Expert. So Mark, make sure you start throwing some questions in the comments right now. We're going to be trying to answer as many questions as possible over the next about half hour. Like I said, tonight's episode will be a shorter episode because it is my last night with my parents. So I'm going to be doing a shorter episode. But the thing that I always like to point out, because we always do an Ask the Expert whenever I am here in Wisconsin, is 13 years ago, we actually started the Wednesday show right here in this very room. We've only missed 1 week in those 13 years of doing the Wednesday show. And that was just because I was like deathly ill and I couldn't lift my head up for that day. So I always like to think back about the fact that it all started right here. And it was literally like almost 13 years ago to the day. Like, it was very close. It was in like 2 weeks. It'll be 13 years exactly. All right, so we're going to be going through and answering as many questions as possible, and then we are going to be cutting that a little short. So let's get this party started. We got some questions already coming through into the comments below, so let's get to them. So I have a question. Is it common for Disney to redo popcorn bucket designs? For example, this coming spooky season, they're selling their Mummy, Mickey, and Zero Doghouse from a few years ago. Yeah, so they actually go through and recycle designs all the time, especially for special parties. The Zero and the Mummy Mickey, there's been times where those are exclusive to the parks during the Halloween season, and they've also been exclusive to the party. So it all comes down to exactly when it's going to be. But usually for every single Christmas, every single Halloween, you will usually see the same design pop up every single year. Every year at the Halloween party, they usually do a brand new design that they've never done before, but that is kind of hit or miss. There's sometimes they do it and sometimes they don't, but there is a lot of times where you will see a redo popcorn design, especially if they like the design and it's very popular. For instance, the Mummy Mickey one, extremely popular design that I remember when that first came out. I think it was 2 years ago. It was the first year that they released it. I remember it was almost impossible to get, and I ended up grabbing one right at the last moment because it was extremely difficult to get. People were constantly buying it. Good question, though. Let's go to our next question here. You can only bring back one character. You can only bring one character back. Who are you bringing back? Mufasa, Tadashi, Ellie, Rey, Bing Bong, or Tony Stark? Oh, this is like a wide range. Okay, so Tadashi, unfortunately, I will not be bringing back. I really liked him in Big Hero 6, but I kind of feel like it was important for him to die. Same thing for Mufasa. As much as I would love for Mufasa to be back, I kind of feel like... And Rey ended up being up there with Evangeline, so I feel like Rey is kind of... It's one that we need to hit. And then... So either Tony Stark, Bing Bong, or Ellie. I wish Ellie didn't pass away, but I feel like it was important for Ellie to pass away again, to have Carl Fredricksen go through the journey that he have. I'm going to say Bing Bong, actually. I think Tony Stark's final scene is one of the worst final, or not worst, like not as like bad, but it was emotionally damaging to everyone in that theater. However, I think the way that he was sent out was one of the best ways any character has ever been sent out in any movie, not just Marvel or Disney or any movie. I feel like Tony Stark's death was one of the best deaths that they've ever done, like not like any movie company. Bing Bong, however, if I fell in love with Bing Bong, and then when he says, "Take her to the moon for me," I'd bring Bing Bong back. And that's crazy. I didn't think that when I read the question, but I think Bing Bong would be the one that I would bring back. Let me know in the comments which one of those characters would be the one that you would bring back. I feel like Bing Bong. I feel like they could have done more with Bing Bong in the future. Who's your friend that likes to play Bing Bong, Bing Bong? How many subscribers did you increase by? Let's check that out. We usually do check that out in our opening, our intro. We are currently at 1,740. So another great week. How many is that? Let's see. I can't remember what we were at last week, but I can go to this handy dandy app. Got up 20. So not bad. Not bad at all. Keep spreading the word. Have you bought any of the Indiana Jones MacGuffin? I have not bought it. So right now, for those of you guys who don't know, they have something from each one of the Indiana Jones films. In for Raiders of the Lost Ark, they've got like the skull that they're going for, and then the ball chases after him. They've got the stones from Indiana Jones: The Temple of Doom. They've got the Holy Grail from the Last Crusade, and then they also have the Crystal Skull from Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. I like them. I just don't know what I would do with them. Although if I were to buy one, I originally was like, I would buy the gold statue from Raiders of the Lost Ark. But then I was thinking, I would probably drink from the Holy Grail. I think that'd be kind of, I think that would actually be a really cool cup to have, especially like when we get back to Wisconsin and just have it so we're doing the Wednesday show and I'm just like casually drinking from the Holy Grail. I think that'd be kind of cool. Although at the same time, I would hate to drink out of it because I would be terrified that I'd be going through and getting that. Did the Patreon issues get fixed? Not yet. So there's a few Patreon people. So for those of you guys wondering, because David's wondering on my Patreon pals, people who paid with my PayPal, for some reason, they just all dropped off this month. So yeah, so we're just trying to get those issues fixed. So hopefully they get fixed soon. And speaking of Patreon, if you're not a Patreon pal already, send me a message. I'll give you the information on how to sign up for be a Patreon pal. Literally, all my videos are sponsored by my Patreon pals, along with It's All About the Mouse Travel. So if it was not for those wonderful people like David, we would not have our daily YouTube videos. So thank you, David. Thank you. Who else is out there? I saw Eric was out there. I don't know if I saw any other Patreon pals in the chat room tonight. Did I? Maybe not. I don't think so. But thank you to all my Patreon pals if you're watching later on. And you're a Patreon pal, thank you so much, because if it was not for you guys, I could not do what I do on a daily basis. Mummy Mickey was at the Violent Outlets last month. There you go. Did you plan on getting the piece of Stitch's Great Escape before they demolish it? Stitch's Great Mistake, as I like to call it, is probably my least favorite. Not probably. It is my least favorite Walt Disney World attraction that I've ever been on. There's a few attractions that I'm not like a massive fan on that I've been on throughout the years, but that I could not stand Stitch's Great Mistake. I despised that attraction. And I think part of it was because Stitch's Great Mistake opened up when I was in my college program, and there was all this like build up to it. They're like, oh, you know, Stitch is going to be opening, Stitch is going to be opening. And like literally, like you'd be in like the tunnels at Magic Kingdom, or the Utilidors as we like to call it. And you would constantly hear, oh, Stitch is coming, Stitch is coming, Stitch is coming. And the hype was so over the top. And then it opened, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like chili dog breath. So I've never, yeah, no. I think I cannot stand Stitch's Great Mistake. I like Stitch the character, but the attraction, no. I could not stand that. No. Holy Grail has a warning at the bottom not to eat from it. Okay, well, they lost my money. With the new Magic Band Plus, are you more excited to play the Batu Bounty Hunter game or the Fab 50 Quest? I think I am more excited to do the Fab 50 Quest because that one's not going to be around as long, while the Batu Bounty Hunter game will still be going on. For those of you guys who don't know, last Wednesday they did release Disney the Magic Band Plus, and with that they do have it so there's interactive features around the parks now with it. Of course, they released this the day after I came up to visit my family, but I did pre-order a Magic Band for myself with my annual pass holder discount, and it is the 50th anniversary with the partner statue on there. So hopefully that Magic Band is going to be at home waiting for me when I get back down there tomorrow, but who knows? But I'm really hoping that I can kind of start playing with it tomorrow, and then maybe even film a video of hitting all 50 statues and waving at them and having them talk back to me. But then I really want to play the Batu Bounty Hunter game, but I think just because the 50th statues are more of a limited thing, I want to get those ones done first. Oh, hi Sarah. Sarah's one of the Patreon pals too. I need the hidden Mickey near the buffalo head on Tree of Life pointed out more. I can't find it. I have had more people question this hidden Mickey. And this is actually, ironically enough, one of the few hidden Mickeys that Disney Imagineers have actually gone on record of saying, this is our hidden Mickey right here. Usually what they do is they don't say what the hidden Mickey is. Like they'll just kind of hide it. Okay. We're going to have to get through my... Oh wait, it is literally. It used to be like bright green. It was a lot easier to see. It is literally those three. So Buffalo's Head, right next to the Buffalo's Head, we have it. That's it, right there in the middle of the screen. So, where's my finger at? Oh no. Okay, wait. I hit the screen. Now it's playing through again. All right. Okay, here's the head, ear, and ear. So it used to be a brighter green when Disney's Animal Kingdom first opened up, but this was the only hidden Mickey that the Imagineers actually went on record. They went on record when the park first opened saying, "Oh yeah, we do have hidden Mickeys here. Here's one of them. You have to go find the rest." So yeah, that I had one person who sent me a message. They're like, "That's not a hidden Mickey." I'm like, "No, it's actually." It's like very rare for Imagineers to actually go on record saying this is a hidden Mickey, and that was one of the few times they actually ever did. And as far as I know, I think that's the only time the Imagineers went on record for Disney's Animal Kingdom saying this is a hidden Mickey. What is your least favorite attraction? Oh, I think it's probably Aladdin's Flying Carpets. Mainly just due to the fact that I love Dumbo, I love Astro World. I don't mind it, but there's 3 spinning attractions in the park, and if I had to choose between the 3 and say, okay, which one's the one that you're never going to go on, if you could not, I could go my lifetime without going to Aladdin's Flying the Carpets. But with that being said, I've probably gone on it at least 100 times in my lifetime. What is going on with the People Mover? It's being evacuated every day. That's not really a new thing. People Mover's always had issues. People Mover always gets evacuated quite often. So it's almost it's almost an everyday thing already, but a lot of websites are making it sound like it's like a new thing, but it's really not that new of a thing. If you remember when when the parks reopened, the People Mover didn't reopen for a long time, and it was mainly just due to the fact that they had that. Do you have the Willow Hood case? The guy from Empire Strikes Back with the ice maker? No, I don't. That's what you're talking about, right? That's Willow Hood. I think that's what you're talking about. I do not have that. Are all 50 statues making noise like a boo way up in the pole, Stitch on the wall? As far as I know, every single one of them does have something that goes on. I don't, like I said, when they released all this stuff, I was up here, so I actually never had the opportunity to actually go through and experience all of it. I will be flying back to Florida tomorrow, and as long as I have my Magic Band Plus in my house before I go to the park, I will be checking it out and making sure that I'm assuming that all of them are. They've kind of said that they almost all are, so I'm assuming it, but we'll see. You need to screenshot it and circle it for. Okay, let me screenshot this hidden Mickey here. You guys still can't see it? Okay, where did it go? Okay, this guy's got it talking. Oh, there we go. Screenshot. And let's circle it now. This way everyone can know exactly where. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Not only that, I kind of made it look like Mickey, but I didn't. Oh, focus on it. There we go. Is that better? Hopefully. Can people see the Mickey? His head is not completely circular, which I think is what's throwing some people off. But his head is definitely there. Oh man. All right, let's go to our next question here. If you'd ask Walt one question, what would it be? Ooh. I would ask him for $1 million. No. He asked Walt Disney. Oh my gosh! Throw your answers in the comments too, because I'm curious about people's. If you'd ask Walt Disney one question, I mean, part of me would be just as simple as, can I get a picture with you? But other parts of me would be like trying to think of. I would want to know. I would want him to go through and explain to me like the transformation of Cinderella's dress. He's gone on record as saying that's his favorite piece of animation ever that has ever been done. So I would like to know things like I would like to just hear him kind of talk about things like that, or even like what was his. Yeah, I don't know. I would just like to hear it. I don't know. It'd be like talking to any of the Imagineers today. I always like listening to them just kind of like tell stories and hearing their story of how things were made. And I think it'd be kind of interesting to just hear, like, I would just go through and ask like a specific thing about, what was the first steps of making Disneyland happen, and like kind of hearing like what was your thought process on it. I don't know. That's a big question. What's the most consecutive times you've ridden the People Mover? I rode it once for like 4 hours or 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours. So each hour it goes around 6 times. So 18 to 24 times, somewhere around there. Oh, not me. We got second place this year, sadly. It's still fresh. Ironically, after the show, I'm meeting up with the winner to say goodbye to him. You can only go do one Disney experience for the rest of your life. What are you doing? Parks, cruise line, Adventures by Disney, etc. As much as I would love to say cruise line, because I love the cruise line, I would have to say parks because I love the parks, and that's where I spend the majority of my time. So yeah, I would do parks for sure. Do another YouTube short pointing it out sometime in the near future. Maybe I'll get right below it because you can't even really see it as well, but maybe people can see it better. I don't know. Yes, Disneyland just restocked the hood cases. Also, and now you're saying Disneyland, just a reminder, we will be doing a meetup in Disneyland on, what day is that? The 20th. August 20th, we're going to be doing a meetup over in Disneyland to watch the Main Street Electrical Parade. So if anyone wants to join us, I will give you more details as we figure out where exactly we're going to be doing. I'd ask him what his next hidden vision is. Ooh, that's a good question. Question of Walt, what did Walt Disney World turn out as you expected? If not, what's missing? That's a good question too. I'm sure he would say Epcot. I would want to know all those details for his vision of Epcot. That'd be very cool to kind of go through and listen to that. Yeah, you need that million to book the Walt Suite for all of us on the cruise. That was the topic a while ago when we talked about cruises. That was a topic. That was 100% a topic. Speaking of Disney legends, will you ever going to have any more interviews in the future? I want to do more interviews. I've been actually considering doing interviews and trying to figure out the best way to do interviews in the future. And actually, one of the things I've been thinking about is doing a live feed like this, but not having it so it's during the Wednesday show and making it more convenient for the person, but also having it so we break down that episode later on, edit it, and actually put it on YouTube so people can watch it in the future. I've been trying to figure that out. For those of you guys who have not been watching the show very long, in the past, we have had multiple Disney legends actually on the show that we've interviewed. Everyone from Bob Gurr, who was the creator of the monorail, Don Hahn, who created or was the producer for things like Beauty and the Beast. Now I'm like drawing the biggest blank on. We had Dave Smith on here, the founder of the Walt Disney Archives. Ridley Pearson, who wrote the Kingdom Keeper. We've had a lot of different cool people on here. I'd absolutely love doing those interviews. What's the most delicious Disney snack? A No Way Jose from Beaches and Cream over at the Beach and Yacht Club. If you've never had it, go get it. I am very upset with my friend because my friend actually wrote to me today saying that he was heading over there without me. So, you know, you need to interview Don Ducky Williams. I actually know someone who's friends with Don Ducky Williams, so maybe I will actually ask that person to meet up with that. I just thought of a perfect Goofy short cartoon, How to Lose at Badminton. Oh, Eric. Oh, wait. We have time for about 4 or 5 more questions, so throw some questions out there. We're going to be going through and answering your questions here. Like I said, tonight is going to be a shorter episode. It is my last night here with my family, so we are doing just about a half hour, maybe a little over a half hour episode here. However, if we got some more subscribers, we'll go into a few extra innings here. Did we get any new subscribers today? Maybe, maybe not. I have no idea. Ooh, that's a great question. Who is a character you have not met but still want to? Someone asked me this a few months ago when we did Ask the Experts questions. I have 2 sets of characters. One of them is Bernard and Bianca from The Rescuers. I've always wanted to meet them. They are the inspiration for my first book. If it was not for them, none of this stuff that's going on right now with us talking about Disney would probably have happened. And then the other ones are Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I've always wanted to meet Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I saw Huey, Dewey, and Louie during a show, but I've never met them before. I've always wanted to meet them. So someday, hopefully, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and Bernard and Bianca. If I had to choose one, like if right now, it would be Bernard and Bianca, mainly due to the fact that I feel like Bernard and Bianca in the future are not going to be as well known as Huey, Dewey, and Louie. So the chances of meeting Bernard and Bianca are getting slimmer and slimmer every year, while the chances of meeting Huey, Dewey, and Louie are still kind of the same. Like there's a chance, but it's just not a massive chance. Mickey Mouse has missed you. I am shocked they even keep the parks open when I'm not down there. You should have gone up at least one today. Well, I go up a few every single day. I just during the show is when we do it. Let's see here if we've gone up since this show started. We started at 1740. Yeah, we're still at 1740 right now. What are you the most excited about what are you most excited for out of the Disney Plus announcements today? I want to say Mighty Ducks Game Changer Season 2. However, now I have to look up the name of it. There was a National Geographic show that actually sounded really interesting to me. And that, I think, is actually the thing that I'm most excited for. And let me just try to find it here. Disney Plus did not. Okay, come on, Disney Plus. There we go. Disney Plus, what did you announce today? Supernatural. This Supernatural show. It's put on by James Cameron, and the host is Benedict Cumberbatch. And it sounds very interesting. So I think that's the thing that I'm most excited about checking out sometime in the near future when that comes out next month. So, favorite Disney song? My favorite Disney song is probably When You Wish Upon a Star. When You Wish Upon a Star is probably my favorite. When is Coco going to win the showdowns? Because it should, or maybe Encanto now. Like the showdowns that you guys do, you're the ones who are in charge of those votes. If it doesn't win, then yeah. You see Light and Magic. I've watched the first episode of Industrial Light and Magic, the new Disney Plus show. So far, I really enjoy it. I think it's a great show. I am planning on watching more once I return back to Florida. This past week, I have not had the chance to really watch that much TV. I have been extremely busy. Last night, I was at my brother's place. I stayed overnight there. They went to bed at like 10. I couldn't get to sleep until like midnight, maybe 1 o'clock. And then I was woken up at 7 or 7:30. I woke up at 6 to use the bathroom, went back to sleep shortly, and then woke up around 7:15, 7:30. And then they live about an hour away, and I drove back here, met my little brother for lunch, and then drove back out that way to see my other brother and my nieces, and then drove back here for the Wednesday show. So it's been a very long day, and that's kind of been how the whole week's been going. So I've not had the chance to watch too much, but I will watch more of the Disney Plus shows that I've missed over the last week as soon as I get home. I'll be going to work in 2 days, which kind of stinks, but we'll still find time to watch those shows. I can't wait for that. It's almost like a superhuman or hero animals. It looks really cool. It looks extremely cool. I have not watched the trailer with sound yet because I was with my nieces, but I'm very excited to see it. Yes, but it needs to be redone. It must have been rigged. Oh my gosh. Eric, is that you? All these people think things are rigged. Question: Coco characters have an accent. Why don't the characters in Encanto? I don't know. But ironically, all the actors who are in Encanto, they're all from descent of people from Colombia. So that's a very good question. But yeah, I know every single actor in there was a descendant of Colombia heritage or countries that are around that area. That's a good question. I never thought about that before. No, my hands are clean. What do you think of the new Moana experience at Epcot? I'm extremely excited to check it out. I know some people are thinking it's going to be like this massive ride. It's not going to be a ride. It's going to be an experience. It's like a walkthrough experience. I'm excited. I love Moana. I think Moana is one of the best movies that Disney's done in the last 10 years. If not the best. Would I say it's the best? I might say it's the best. It's up there. It's up there in my top movies that Disney's done in the 2010s, 2020s. So I'm extremely excited. I love Moana. I think the music of Moana is amazing. I think the experience of Moana and water is great. So I'm really hoping that we will see Moana, or I'm excited to see what it's going to be like. I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed because I think a lot of people are thinking it's bigger than what it actually is. But I don't think people paid attention, and I think a lot of people I've talked to are like, "Oh, the big Moana attraction." Don't get your hopes up too high because that's not what they announced. Any updates on Tron and the railroad? So the railroad just finally called back cast members like last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago now, to come and start getting trained on how to operate the trains again. With that being said, that doesn't mean the trains are ready to run yet, but that does mean that we're getting closer and closer to actually having it so we can see the train, the Walt Disney World Railroad, going around sometime in the near future. I talked to one of the Imagineers who is working on Tron. He watches the show, actually. Hello. He asked me not to say his name because he could get in trouble for talking. But he did say that right now he believes that it will not be open at the end of this year, but it'll probably be open at the start of 2023 for Tron. So if you're watching, thanks for looping me in sometimes. I appreciate it. When is Phantasma coming back? They don't have an official date yet. However, they have started to do rehearsals for the new soundtrack. They've been doing straight through rehearsals over the last month. So if you are ever in the parking lot for Disney's Hollywood Studios after hours, you may have actually heard this. You can actually hear it from the parking lot going on. So hopefully sometime in the near future. And I'm hoping very near. I'm guessing very near. So we shall see. I'm excited to ride the train again. Me too. That will probably be announced at the Expo. I'm thinking we're going to hear a lot of announcements next month when the D23 Expo happens. Okay, it looks like we don't have any more questions out there. Like I said, we are doing a shorter show. I'm going to go be with my parents for a little bit here, and also go meet up with the winner of the 2022 Golden Shuttlecock Tournament, Quest for the Dodge Cup. So thank you everyone for joining us once again tonight. As always, tonight's show is sponsored by It's All About the Miles Travel. Make sure you stop by it'sallaboutthemilestravel.com for all of your Disney travel needs. All of their services are absolutely positively 100% free. So make sure you book with them for your next Disney vacation. Thank you everyone for joining us. I apologize that this is a shorter show than usual, but tomorrow we are going to be coming to you live at Magic Kingdom once again. We're not going to be doing a video, but we will be filming a video over at Magic Kingdom. So starting on Friday, expect to have it. So we are going back to our daily Disney videos over on my YouTube channel. So watch out for that. Also watch out for everything else that we usually do. We're going to be coming back in full force in just the next few days. So make sure you come, stop by, share the word, spread the word, invite all your friends to follow us. The more followers we get on both Facebook and on YouTube, the more content we can actually bring you. So numbers do matter. So keep on bringing people over, getting them to watch and all that other stuff. We are still on our quest to hit 1 million views over on the YouTube channel before the year is over. And we are actually on a very good pace to actually hit that. We're constantly hitting the number that we need to do to be able to hit that number by the end of the year. So keep on watching videos, keep spreading the word and all that other fun stuff. And of course, as always, thank you everyone for joining us. I hope everyone out there has a great night. We will see you back in Florida next week for next week's Wednesday show. And until then, remember that anything can happen if you let it. Have a great week, everybody. Bye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Bye-bye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Are they gone? Oh, good. My cheeks are just killing me. I just can't stand this kind.